Nathan Martin, Team DD player. I live in Salina, Kansas. My home courses generally in Salina, there's two 9-hole courses with double pads. Both are pretty short courses. And then we're going to have two 18-hole wood courses, which will both be tester courses all around skill-wise. So I'll go through my bag. I'll start with putters. Use the classic soft judge for putting. It's the first soft putter that I've ever actually used. I've never liked the feel, but these things grab so well. And I spin putt. I putt hard, Kansas wind putter. So we got to have a putter that grabs good, and these things grab good. I do carry a classic hard. It's a little more overstable. I'll use it more for approach shots. I use the Sinus. It's definitely that overstable headwind approach disc. I'll use it driving putter off the tee or anything on a shorter approach that I need to sweep right to left. That's what I use. I arrange my discs. I don't know if I'm kind of weird. Some people just throw their discs in their bag. I arrange mine by stability. So I go understable to overstable on my mids and then overstable to understable on my drivers. So I use a Fuse is my mid-range turnover disc. It's not flippy. It is understable. It's really hard to roll the disc. So I like the fact that I can throw it and it does a slow turn versus having to hyzer flip something really flippy and be able to guess how that disc is gonna ride out. That's why I like that disc. EMAC turned me onto that thing. Of course, the Truth. This actually has only been in my bag. Obviously, it hasn't been out very long, so it's only been in the bag since Am Worlds, so a month. Still learning it. I love the way it flies. Very straight. I can get it to ride left. I can get it to ride right. So I guess I'm still learning the disc, but all my reviews so far, I've loved it. I use the Suspect. It's more or less very similar to the Sinus. I'll use it actually as a little bit longer, and I'll flex this a little. I love actually throwing turnover shots with this thing because it's overstable. I can turn it out there and have it ride to the right by forcing it over, and it rides and just pulls the whole flight. So I'll use it for turnover approaches, which sounds really odd, but I do that for definitely for that. And then straight tunnel shots, because it's strong, but it's not massively overstable, so it doesn't skip away. You put it on a line, throw it hard, it's going to go straight, and then hook up a little at the end, but it's not going to be like the Verdict is my overstable approach mid, and it'll want to fade away or skip away. And when you're playing tunnel courses, that straighter finish is very important sometimes. So Verdict, again, it's pretty new disc. I use it it's mid-range, overstable. So that covers my mids. Oh, and I throw the Trident also. I throw the Trident a lot on, I actually, believe it or not, I lost my Trident today, so I threw it in the pond. But I use it for, again, very straight shots. It's a fairway driver, so for me, it's not something that I can put a lot of distance on, but I can throw it hard and throw it on a line. Very straight, throwing it hard. Throw it soft, and it's very overstable. Again, the reason I like that one is as a fairway driver, it doesn't skip. So if you're wanting to play a skip shot, then obviously you're not using that. But playing a lot of the times, the forest courses, you can't have skip shots or you're going to get into big trouble. So being able to keep it straight is good. On a driver, Stiletto, thank you, Latitude. This thing's awesome. It's a beautiful headwind disc. I can't say enough about it. I forehand this. I'm not a great forehander. It's a get out of trouble shot. So I do a sweeping hyzer with the forehand. If I have to, I can flex it a little, but I tend to roll my wrists, so I don't forehand a lot because I'm not good at it. But definitely headwind. Those things hold up like no other. The Giant, that's if I need distance, headwind distance, or anything long sweeping right to left, it's a Giant. That's probably my favorite driver. Salina courses, I don't really get to throw the Giant a whole lot. They're just, either they're too short, holes are too short, or it's woods, and it's hard to throw a sweeping hyzer in the woods. Villain is the same flight pattern, just not as fast, so it's gonna be, it's probably 40, 60 feet shorter than the Giant. So when I'm stepping up to a hole and it's 320 to 360, it's probably gonna be a Villain. If it's 360 to 410, it's probably gonna be a Giant. Trespass, I throw, it is my distance driver. I love these Fusions. They're very strong. They can take most any headwind, not all headwind, but definitely long and fast. I'll throw the Escape. I don't actually have one in my bag right now. It's another good fairway driver. It's more of a it's a shaping shot, so when you throw the Escape, it's going to flex a little and come back. So the Trespass, for me to get that flight out of it, I have to turn the disc, and the Escape does that on its own. And then I carry a Stag. It's West Side. It is an understable fairway driver. I throw it. I love it for the tunnel shots. It's another tunnel shot. It's very similar to the Escape, actually. It's probably more understable, but I can throw it 70% power with a little hyzer and pop it up and just dead straight, and it rides and rides and rides. I can also get, this is what I would use. If I need to sweep something long left to right, this is the disc I use, because I can throw it out there flat and it just stands up and glides, and it's not dumpy, understable, so it's not gonna, unless it's major headwind, it's not gonna flip on you and flip out. You put it on that line and it'll ride it. And then I throw 2 rollers. I have the Vision in my bag right now. I had no reason for the other, so I took it out for today's round. But the Vision is my long distance roller. Putting it down, I put it down basically like a mid-range shot. That's about where I'm targeting to put this thing down. And it's pretty overstable for a roller. So this one's getting pretty beat in, and I actually can get it to finish pretty easy now, which is, for those, that was pretty, it's getting really good and broke in. And then I throw the Underworld, and I'm probably the only team player that'll say that. The Underworld is super, super, super understable. And I use it for like a cut right roller. So there's a couple holes in the woods where it's a huge risk reward shot, where you put it down in that tunnel and you put it down early, and it stands up and then takes off right. And so again, it's a risk reward, and it's I can't get anywhere near the distance. Like, it's probably 2/3 the distance of the Vision, just because it's so flippy. But you also can't, I can air one out. I can throw a huge hyzer release and get it to air out and put it down out there like driver distance and still roll. And there's no way, I have not been able to throw that disc and not roll it. So it's probably, honestly, a beginning disc. It's probably one of the best that I have come across. And as far as a roller, it is, if you have OB left and need to throw a roller, that thing is ideal because it's not gonna go left. It's gonna stand up and turn over. So obviously, Ranger bag. I love it. I didn't know how I feel about a backpack. I always had the, I carried a Revolution. I had a Revolution for probably 9 years. Great bag, but I love the Ranger. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.